Hello, I'm Chris Casteel with Anew Prosthetics for Orthotics, the founder and co-owner. I'm here to talk about Ply Sock Management. Now, I guess to start off at the very beginning of it, Ply Sock Management is a way that you control how well your prosthetic socket fits. In the hard sockets that generally are made they're fixed. You know, they don't move. But our bodies change daily. You know, by what we eat, how much activity we're doing. All these things play into it. Medications, all of those things make a difference in how our limbs fit in the socket. Most cases you'll find that a prosthetic socket will be tighter in the morning and your limb will decrease volume through the course of the day. So we're going to be talking about volume management. There's another way to talk about it. I threw up a quick diagram up here for Ply Sock Management. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. So in essence, we're going to pretend that this is a transtibial limb. We're going to put that inside the prosthetic socket and then push it right in. Okay, so this would be how it fits. Now, modern prosthetic sockets are supposed to be total surface bearing sockets, meaning that the pressure basically pushes from the outside all the way around, so there's no one point where you're feeling pressure. One of the first things you're going to notice is as the volume of your limb changes, is the distal anterior tibia, the lower front, is one of the places that's going to have the most amount of pressure within your socket. As you go through the gait phase, as you're putting your body weight through this will be one of the areas as you lose volume where you start to feel pressure. Pain is nature's way of telling you something's wrong. If your prosthetic socket is causing you pain or discomfort, something's not right. It needs to be adjusted, whether you do it or your prosthetist does it. But that's one of those things where patient advocacy, where you speak for yourself and you let your healthcare professionals know what's going on, is key to you not being hurt. Okay? So in this system, we have a push lock, pin lock system that pulls out. So depending on, Ply socks come in different thicknesses. So, and they're numbered. And one of the ways that we try to manage sock ply is, so a single ply or one ply sock, and think of it as a numbering system. So there's a 1, there's a 3, a 5, a 6. There's some other ones we won't talk about just because it'll make it a little bit more confusing. But generally what will happen is, the goal is to try not to have too many ply socks through the course of the wearing day. Often what will happen is most people will put their prosthetic device on, their artificial limb, and may not need anything in the beginning of the day or just a couple ply. And then over the course of the day, you may have to put, you know, a 3 ply or a 5 ply on over the course. And think of it as not adding the numbers up to get where the fit's right. So part of it is if we were to drop this socket in there and your leg just went straight into it. So one way to measure this is how quickly the pin or you drop into your socket. In this case, you went in really, really fast. I'm not sure how well a 5 ply is going to start right off the bat, but we're going to pull this onto our limb, being careful not to push the pin through the side. Okay, on this there's a little bitty hole. Haha, trick one, this one doesn't have a hole in it. So this is for a cushion liner. So no pinhole on that one. Let me find, tell you what, I'm going to grab a 3 ply just because I think this is going to be a little bit better for our demonstration purposes. So this does have a hole on the end of it. When you pull the ply sock on, you want to make sure that it goes right through the pin. You're going to pull it. And you don't want to pull it real tight. You want to try to keep an even flow of material everywhere. And so if we were to push this on, so now it's getting a little bit harder to push in. See how it's like click, click, click. And then as you put your body weight on it, if you were to stand on it, it goes in. So it's still going a little bit faster. So this is one of the ways that we measure how quickly a prosthetic device goes on. The number of clicks in rapid succession means you may need to put another sock on. So you keep adding these plies until it goes on firmly and comfortably. Now, you maybe reach a point where you put too many plies on, and what will happen is it'll be very hard. You may not be able to get it in. Now I would say drop down a ply or two, a couple plies. If you do get your leg on and it feels like it's a blood pressure cuff and it's really grabbing you, your limb is throbbing, it's uncomfortable, that's saying you might have a little bit, you do have too many ply socks on. So what you're going to want to do is if that doesn't go away within just a couple of minutes, you walk around, say for 5 or 10 minutes, if that throbbing doesn't go away, you want to take that your prosthesis off again, reduce it by a couple ply and try again. Now, during the course of the day, depending on what your activity level is, what your diet is, and how well you keep your fluids up will also affect the fit of your socket. I don't know about you guys, but this holiday season's already been good to me, and I'm finding that I'm already having a little difficulty keeping my